as the game 1 of the first South African Dota 2 qualifier for IESF is now underway. The draft is coming in just a second. Or 2. Or maybe 3.
Oh, I got you. Wait, I got you. Bam!
5 seconds remaining.
You're in.
You are in.
Radiant team
Omega
ban.
Lul. You're in. But you know who isn't in? Night Stalker's not in.
Radiant
Clockwork
team
isn't in.
ban.
And Namibia, I like this ban. They're starting off right with the Clockwork, taking him out. One of the
10
best supports in the patch. I think we've only seen him once since the start of the tournament yesterday, my
5
friend.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, and how was he?
Dire team ban.
Decent. I mean, I'm a big Clock fan, especially as a core. As you know, we'll never see it as a core, but I love it as a
10
core.
seconds.
I don't like playing with against strong supports if I'm the offlane. So if I'm the offlane, ban all the good supports. If I'm the carry, leave them all in.
As we are waiting the teams to confirm their next couple of bans, I just want to remind our viewers at home what is at stake here, part of the IESF qualifiers. Every single player, every single manager, every single coach is here representing their country, right? Not something that we have in most other tournaments, especially with all the international rosters we have nowadays in both Dota and many other esports. So playing for your own country, especially for the South African region, which is so underrepresented in Dota, and they don't even have the servers to play on Blacker. Like I was telling you, the South African squad was communicating to me, if they want to get some good reps in, they have to play on high ping Southeast Asia or Chinese servers. So I just want to say I have the full and utmost respect for all of the teams playing in IESF, but maybe more than anything in this South African region. And if you want to follow their journey for both Dota 2 or any other esport titles, again, IESF.gg is the place for you. Now, back to Dota, Abaddon, Undying, Weaver, no longer on the pool. Final ban for Madagascar. They are taking a lot of time burning through some reserve as well to make sure what they don't want to face.
Interesting bans, especially Abaddon, Undying. Like he's taken out all the strong laners, which makes me think they just want to focus on early lane dominance and then transition into a stronger mid game from there. But yeah, it's not the bans that we usually see. Pretty much every core is still in the game. Venno again, yeah.
Wow.
We've seen what that ult can do with that facet. And it's kind of ridiculous.
It's a hell of a support these days, and we talked to yesterday before we first saw it if we like the Noxious Plague or the Plague Words on top of teammates. I think after that game 1 of today, the Noxious Plague facet is just so much better than anything else this Venno could provide.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen the core Venno yet, so maybe it might be a different case if you can really run in and stay in for, I don't know, half a minute or so. Those wards really put in a lot of work. We see Crystal Maiden again. Well, I'm a big Maiden fan. I love having Maiden in my team. And honestly, whenever I play her myself, I also feel really comfortable. Just her skill set is just very strong. Having a very low cooldown disable, Frost Nova is probably one of the best nukes in the game. Like you have literally permanent uptime on the slow, which is also 50% slow. Is kind of ridiculous.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But Madagascar instantly balanced the Juggernaut, afraid of, I think this goes back to Dota 1 as a combo to dominate the lane. Crystal Maiden Frostbite into Juggernaut Blade Fury. So Madagascar don't want to punish their offlaner in putting him in that situation. Another aspect of what I love about Crystal Maiden in this current patch Black, and well, in most patches, but nowadays it's even more proeminent. It's if you get a Storm Spirit, and then he gets some Galvanized stacks, plus the aura passive from Mana region, that Storm is doesn't ever need to go back base.
Yeah, it's a very, very helpful ability for everyone, right? Like nobody hates extra mana. Some heroes like build a Basilisk purely for Mana region, or like a Falcon Blade, something like that. If you have a CM in your team, you suddenly don't need it anymore. You can dominate your lane better. It's a very strong hero. It's gotten reworked over time, many, many times. But I love the one where her aura gave everybody magic resistance as well. That was so broken.
I loved it because I'm a Crystal Maiden player, but when it was against me, I was like, oh, let me play, I don't know, a Disruptor today, and Disruptor wasn't as good at that point in time. Not a good vibe, not a good vibe. Another hero that I don't think is a good vibe is this Sanking, because it kind of got pretty heavily nerfed, but it's not the first time we see him banned in this tournament. Speaking of good supports, Shadow Demon.
Yeah, interesting support duo though. Like CMSD, it's not bad necessarily. It's just you don't really have any sort of frontline support that can take the initiative for you.
Yeah.
Like a Tusk or Clockwork or Tiny, something like that. Also, interesting that nobody picks up Tiny in the pool. Because I think like CM Tiny on paper sounds much better than CM Shadow Demon.
Yeah, absolutely. CM Tiny. Yes. So much nuking on that lane, and that would be a great addition. Oh, Madagascar. They gotta go for the Mars. We saw a very underwhelming Mars yesterday, but at least we now understand why the Night Stalker was banned. We discussed plenty of times about that interaction of Dark Ascension to escape the Mars arena. Storm Spirit, which is what I want to see from Namibia, still pretty good counter to the Mars. So unless the dire side, Madagascar, gets it here, I would like Namibia to actually take it as their third pick.
Yeah, I mean, Storm is always really good. Even if you counter Storm, Storm is one of these heroes that if you get out of control, even your counters can't stop you. It's just they're just in the game to potentially stop you. But yeah, I mean, it already looks like a really good Storm game. And, you're not really scared of a Cold Snap or a Spear. Venomous does nothing to you.
Wow, Invoker. That's a very early Invoker reveal. And I guess it could be a support Invoker, but I'm gonna just go on a limb and say it's probably a mid-invo, which allows me...
True. The mana cost is so nuke. He just farms, he jungles really well, he can gank really easily. It's just a very strong overall hero. He also has insanely high armor for some reason. Now, what are they gonna pick? Letting us wait. Don't let us wait. We're impatient.
Would you like to, for me to tell you a fun history fact of IESF and the World Esports Championships about DOTA?
Sure.
So, who is the highest MMR player in the world right now?
Is it Watson?
Well, he was up until today. So yes, the answer I was looking for was Watson. Thank you, Black. I knew you were not up to date who is today. But for the last 6-8 months, it has been Watson. Fun fact, 2 years ago, Watson played at the World Esports Championships with the team Kazakhstan. And I think they got a respectable 12th place.
Okay. Interesting.
And now he's the highest rated player in the world. Oh, sorry, my bad. I can't count. It's actually 6th place.
Wait, you said until today, so somebody overtook him today.
Amar is officially the highest MMR player today.
Amar?
Yes.
So he's also 14k.
Maybe Watson went back. I don't know. I'm not. I didn't have you in my friend list. Do you think Amar has me in his friends list? Come on, Black. Let's chill with that.
I'm just gonna say we need some sort of seasonal reset because the numbers are getting outrageous. What is like 14,000? 5 years ago, if you were like 6k, you were a god. Oh yeah, like 14k.
So I'm just 5 years too late. Gosh darn it.
There's always next life. Don't worry about it.
Next life.
Now,
Dota 20 is gonna be my patch.
We spoke about strong innate abilities, right? Dawnbreaker is a literal map hack. Like, I don't understand why that's even an innate ability.
It feels like this hero needs change. And I think in tier 1 play, when we're going to have the actual close qualifiers for Europe, I expect the Stormbreaker to be highly contested. I'm surprised more tier 2 teams and tier 3 teams don't play it, especially in the open qualifiers for the international and the other tournaments. And I'm very happy to see Namibia getting it right here. And that innate ability is just an extra bonus to what is already a very potent hero.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to realize you can combo it up with something like a Phoenix. When Phoenix pops ult, suddenly you see the entire map. You see all the supports, you see the whole backline. There's crazy potential It could just be even a support, you know? You don't have to play it as an offlaner. It's a super strong +5. You have like offlane Mars
I
Phoenix,
agree.
and
10
suddenly
seconds
mid Storm
remaining.
Spirit. Oh, Sniper's trying to hide. Well, now I see you. What do you want to do about it?
And Zeus, similar way. I hope it's going to be a similar Zeus to one we saw yesterday, the one that goes for the Divine Rampage, not the one going for the LimeWire. The Live Wire, that was nerfed, but the Divine Rampage is good. It's essentially back as to Zeus from 2, 3, 4, well, about 20 years of Dota 2, ladies and gentlemen. Just goes for the fuel nukes, Thunder Strikes, Arc Lightnings, gets an Aghanims, gets a Kaya, and he just blows up everybody out of the water unless they have a BKB.
That sounds about right. Well, we'll see what happens with him. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Zeus anymore, admittedly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Eternal Shores is too good. Hype is also a very strong item. Even Ruby doesn't really care, because he gets so much passive magic resistance nowadays. But we'll see what he can do. Maybe he can convince me otherwise. Now, what carries do we have left in the pool? Both teams need one. We got Ursa, which isn't good for really either team.
I really am surprised we have not seen a single Sven this tournament up to this point. And I don't think we're going to see it this match either. But I think there is a place for Sven in the current meta.
I agree. He's a very strong hero. Strength carries in general are quite strong, quite potent. I mean, we could just see it Tiny, to be honest. Like, Tiny is quite decent for both teams. I'm very surprised we haven't seen it banned out yet.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's honestly not the easiest carry pick. Wraith King. Interesting.
Ow, this is good. I love the Wraith King in the current patch. I mean, he got nerfed in 736B, but not that much. I think he just had a few tweaks to the Spectral Blade, and he's still really good nonetheless. I think this might be... Spectral Blade is the facet, of course. I think this is completing the draft of Madagascar very nicely. And Namibia will go back for the Ursa that we've seen already multiple times in the tournament. Hopefully, it will have higher degree of success than the one from the North African region earlier today. And looking at the drafts, I'm personally going to take the Wraith King lineup. Yeah, I mean, Dawnbreaker might be strong and whatnot, but it's a Wraith King, and I think it's even stronger.
Yeah, Ursa into Invoker is always a little risky, because he has Tornado, Ice Wall, Deafening Blast, so many ways of really shutting out of a team fight. And yeah, I'm not super convinced with the Zeus. I think I'm also gonna go with Madagascar.
Fabulous. The caster curse is in full swing, ladies and gentlemen.
Naturally.
We are about to put a hex on this squad. But hey, I mean, this Invoker third pick, not many players run the Invoker in this current moment in time, Black. So do you think Lord Grim is an actual specialist, or are they cooking up something completely unexpected?
Well, Invoker has always been like a specialist hero, right? Of course, even if you don't play him like up to 100% standard, he always has a decent amount of impact, but you really see the difference between like a Miracle and somebody that hasn't really perfected a hero yet. You know, there's the spell usage, the positioning, the laning, everything. So I hope he's an expert, because otherwise the hero can look very underwhelming.
Also, in this matchup versus a Zeus, we've seen Zeus's when it's first, when the shard first got introduced for the Zeus, and people started considering this hero back in the meta, punishing these Invoker matchups quite often. And of course, that's without the shard. It's just punishing him with the Arc Lightning that is pushing the wave in, and the Invoker doesn't have the most sustain either since the Quas Wex Exort changes.
Yeah, it's very interesting now how Invoker is functioning. Very different from before. Now having lifesteal instead of HP regen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a curious one, but both teams are smoked up, and we gotta get the first piece of action of the South African IESF qualifiers. Dawnbreaker and Wraith King, respectively, smokes broken, pinging each other out. But look at FICO damage, going already in the right position to place an early Observer Ward on the cliff. The solar charge luminosity. Dawnbreaker hits a target. Of course, it's going to decrease the cooldown of all her abilities. The Break of the Dawn, the innate ability that you've been hammering at about for the last couple of days, Black.
Yeah, well, we'll see it in full effect in just 10 seconds.
Oh, by the way, I think the Shadow Servant can get really pesky in the particular matchups. I don't necessarily think the Raking Invo thingies will be that good to clear clones of, but we say the contention, disruption onto the Mars, now the stun coming in, Blood Grim flying left and right, and now the Sunstrike perfect lined up. He's not even going to be necessary. The right click from Lord Grim will do the work, and the Invoker getting a huge influx of gold to start off the game.
Yeah, it's also going to be a Quas Exit Invoker, not a Quas Wex. My preferred one as well. I mean, especially now with the Mastermind passive, you usually want to be more on the farming side, the laning side, just because you get so much experience for denies.
Don't you think Quaswex would have been a bit better just because of the Ursa matchup?
I am inclined to agree. I think Quas Wex is almost always better, actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's just such a... You know, like, you can't really lose the lane. And as you said, rotating is much easier. Helping other teammates is much easier. You're very egoistic when you're playing this Exit Invoker generally. So we'll see if he has like a different sort of playstyle. We have still very active Exit Invokers, of course. It's just generally they're more passive.
This top lane matchup, I believe Zodi and Lapon should have plenty of kill potential. The higher they get in levels and the more points we get in the Poison Sting and of course in the Gale itself. As Shadow Demon Dawnbreaker could catch you off guard if you overstep, but otherwise you shouldn't die, right? If you're a Wraith King, you shouldn't die in this lane ever.
Yeah, as long as you have a decent amount of health, be no problem.
Mid. Dr. OG doing lots of arc lightning, long range damage to Lord Grim, and this Invoker has a few tangos, but now will be playing from behind as he's actually a full wave of creeps behind Dr. OG, and that's what I said, right? When Zeus made a resurgence about 2 years ago into the meta, Invoker was still being played, and Zeus was punishing him every single laning phase.
Yeah, it's a very strong hero, but now Invoker gets 12 health per right click, which is a very substantial amount, of course. So he shouldn't really have too many problems sustaining himself. I'm actually wondering what's more health. The passive one from the old Quas or the lifesteal one from the new one?
I think it depends like who you're playing against, right? Because if you're having to fight, you know, Viper, it's better to be passive, but Dr. OG taking this fight on the low ground might not be the best thing. Has a heavenly jump, doesn't need to use it just yet, as Lord Grim will actually be going on to high ground. Dr. OG doesn't care, hops up, and now, oh, nice deny from Lord Grim. What is happening in this bottom lane? How is Mars getting so many last hits versus an Ursa? I am very confused.
Well, I mean, Mars is a pretty strong hero. Mars Rubik has been a staple combo for many years now as well. It's well, probably also player dependent. Ooh, especially top lane. Brave King is dead.
That's what I talked about. You shouldn't die unless he oversteps, but look how far in the lane was. The pool didn't come in time from the Venomancer, and the Wraith King should have been safe, but it's not because he is so deep. Very, very unfortunate. Maybe a bit of an overstep there, and that's going to be costly for the side of Madagascar.
Yeah. Well, at least Ursa is being kept relatively low in terms of net worth, but I've seen many Dawnbreakers actually carry games from the offlane, so
have I.
Yeah, I think
as well. Dawnbreaker can turn into that, but it depends what the what their build will be. Because sometimes we also get Aura building Aghanims. Dawnbreaker, nice attempt here down bottom. Frostbite and Crystal Nova. Beyond, a couple of right clicks would be needed, but he will not connect as the telekinesis from the Rubik is there to be more than sufficient to protect the Mars.
Careful. That's a lot of Fury swipes stacked up.
Yeah, he's
one more
playing
hit
with
might
fire.
have killed him there.
He's
Yeah.
definitely, he has a wand with 12 charges, but I don't know if you can time it with the Ursa right click.
Pretty slow early game compared to the other games we've had.
This probably like is a good sign for us that the teams are quite evenly matched up. Nobody's running away with the game just yet, other than the Zeus having 10, well, 10 full last hits ahead of the Invoker. That's a double creep wave. He also has a full creep wave ahead in denies, so you might be getting stuff from denying creeps, but Lord Grim is definitely not as successful doing that as the Dr. OG.
Yeah, his last hitting is pretty insane. We're very close to being level 6 on Zeus as well. Of course, as soon as that's online. Oh,
Did we
Zeus is out of
check?
mana.
Rubik is gonna spot the Zeus, right click him once, and then
Sunstroke
steal his
coming.
bounty rune.
Ooh, if that Sunstrike hits. If that Sunstrike hits, Zeus is dead. Just slightly off the mark.
Clearly, if you are Lemule, you try to fake going towards low ground so the Zeus follows you, no? Like you bait him into the Sunstrike?
Yeah, it's always a little bit difficult with skill shots like that. I'm going top into the Dawnbreaker though. No problem for her. Actually turn back onto the Veno. One more Ractor will do it. Easy kill.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. And the Venomancer, unlike the Wraith King, is more expected for him to fall. It's one of these heroes that is so slow. The impact of Venomancer will be felt much later in the game, not during this laning phase.
Yeah. How's Shadow Servant actually a thing? 1500 range, man. That's ridiculously large.
For which spell?
For the Shadow Servant.
Oh,
The
wow.
Shadow Demon Facet. 1500 range is ridiculous.
No, you'll see him, if there's ever a team wipe where he survives, there's gonna be so many illusions, you're gonna be completely in shock of what you're seeing around. But now they're trying to turn around this Dawnbreaker, tanking the big creep wave, the Blood Drain coming in, the Gale connecting, and will have to pull herself
the
away.
Veno.
She's gonna be fine, as Zodi's not gonna be the same thing. The Sunstrike connecting, not gonna be sufficient damage, and look at the Shadow Demon, he doesn't care. He just turns around, stays his ground, 5 level on a Shadow Demon pre-Wisdom Rune. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, Shadow Demon definitely putting a lot of work. How's Ursa doing? He's still struggling a lot? No, 34 CS, not struggling at all anymore. And Zeus ult is also online. And he has the Divine Rampage as well.
As expected, right? That's not the biggest surprise. I mean, I'm happy we should not see the live wire. And now there's so much
Brave
global
King.
presence.
Brave King is dead.
Top. Okay, Mars is not looking too hot either now. Divine Rampage comes in a bit too early. The sticks will do some work. It's not going to connect to either of them. Keon tries to run away, but the Wraith King will be the one ending up falling up in the top lane at the hands of Poras. Dawnbreaker and the whoa, my goodness, the long range last hit from Li-Fi just flying in at the edge of Fog of War to get another core slain.
Yeah, see, right click killing someone is a very rare sight, so we should all rejoice that we had the chance to see it. Invoker has no items queued up yet, so I don't know exactly what it's going for. Midas is a greedy path.
You need a Midas, right? You can't play Invoker without Midas, can you?
You could if you roam around a lot. A nice rotation top, potentially. Dawnbreaker though, very fast, running away.
All this time, the Dawnbreaker will fall. The Starbreaker's not going to do enough job, but FICO damage, level 6, popping the Purge and the Disruption, killing this Venomancer. Still offlane for support. It will be a good trade as Keon himself in bottom was doing very well for the first 4 or 5 minutes, but now finds himself at the mercy of Blitz's Ursa.
Yeah, kind of ridiculous as the Shadow Demon is 6.5, whereas the Dawnbreaker is not even 6 yet. Tremendous game on him. Now we have Dawnbreaker 6, which means global presence is unlocked as well. And they might even look to aggress onto the Mars down here now. Oh, indeed they're going. CM ult as well.
6. He's got the arena if he wants to use it. Okay, it's not gonna come through. It's just gonna die. There is a world when you use the arena to just die to the CM, so Bleezy doesn't get more gold from getting the last hit on you, but I think it's much better to save it and TP back in, join up your team, and try to use it now to maybe kill the Zeus or the Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, and we see Venomancer jungling actually. Very interesting. Very early jungling for post 5 Veno. Lord Grim is going for Travels first, actually. Disruption on him. Can they get it? Ooh, Dawnbreaker coming in as well.
There's a tornado available as soon as disruption will come in, but what a perfect Solar Guardian. Tornado come in, defending blast, one more right click will do the job. The Zeus will fall, but it's gonna be a 1-for-1 as the demonic purge gets the last hit. And that was a big overcommit coming in from the Radiant side, and now the rotate from Kion to get the Shadow Demon punished. 4 kill streak ending, 600 gold swing going to the Dire side on a single Shadow Demon kill. Wow.
Yeah, as you said, he's having an amazing game. Level 7 already on him. Even out-leveling the Ursa as well. Who's on a good way towards his Battle Fury, just missing one more component.
Let's take a quick look at that engagement in mid-black, as we have seen what was a nice attempt at a turnaround. In the end, the Zeus stayed way too close to the Invoker, allowing him to get both the last hit and the gold and XP influx, and then the Mars TP coming in with the arena. It was very nice and calculated as the action continues. We are relentless in this top lane. Crystal Maiden pops the ultimate, but we do have the reincarnation, and look at the Venomancer Noxious Blade coming in, getting the kill with the help of the Rubik, and now jumping onto 3 more. I think this Stormbreaker might not be long for the world, as the Hammer of Light is the less than needed. But look at Dr. OG with the Divine Rampage. Will get the kill onto the Rubik. 5 damage. It's the kill with the Shadow Poison and the Disruption Illusion. 3 for 2, but when you're in such a bad position, I'm not that unhappy if I'm on the side of Namibia.
Yeah, Shadow Demon is getting way too much done. As we said many times already, his game is really, really good. And the farm Shadow Demon can make so many plays happen in the mid game as well. How's our Zeus looking? He's going for Phylactery. Pretty standard build-up. Boots of Travel and Volker though. Oh, what can he make happen with that? Because first item Travels means you really gotta start using it either to push out lanes, pressure lanes, or gank around a lot. But he's actually the one that lost his tower already.
Oh, this is really strange. I don't think...
CM. I buy CM, I think. Now there's a disruption. Yeah. Veno has no mana.
The right click will do. It's going to be the Plague Ward and the Sunstrike committing. Oh, nice. Lotus coming in, but he will fall in the end to the Rubik. And now jumping in on top of the Venomancer to get the trade kill. We have a stalled Celestial Hammer. Good pickup from Grimui. Now Lord Grimui is just getting completely attacked by these high ground nukes, and in the end the arena will come through to get the last hit, and Lord Grim is on a killing spree. Can they get more? They're trying to set up for the Shadow Demon or the Zeus. Dr. OG does a lot of arc lightning damage. Tornado connects only to the SD. Demonic Purge will not use, and Dr. OG turns, hoping to get the kill on the Invoker, but it's not enough. Now the CM comes in. The Spear of Mars will not connect, and this was a flawless play from Madagascar.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Look what's flying out to the Ursa though. Battlefield is online in just 13 minutes. It's a very quick timing. So his farm is going to be accelerating through the roof now, obviously. And I mean, it's not the perfect Ursa game, but Ursa is of course a hero that can always take over games like this. Probably going to see the Blink Dagger next. And then possibly BKB if he wants to be more defensive, or Basha if he wants to be more offensive. Man, his facet is also crazy, by the way. The fact that you just stun for 20 seconds longer and slow for 20 seconds longer is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they need to change something up about this hero, because right now it feels like it's slightly too much. But maybe because it hasn't been in the meta for so long it's acceptable.
I guess, yeah, if they really want to see him in the meta, but such a strong hero. Just the fact that Enrage gives you so much damage reduction and status res.
Despite all of this, it's only a 1500 gold lead for the Radiant side. 11 to 10. Not the biggest lead we could have seen at this moment. And I really think Invoker should have actually went for the Midas, but he's going for travel boots into an Aghanim Scepter. Wow! This is
Interesting, because they don't have the best setup for Cataclysm either.
They've got Mars Arena, I guess.
Yeah, and to begin with, it's a very disruptive ability, right? As soon as you see that, you're definitely going to move around a whole lot. Ursa, is he going to try to defend bottom by himself?
They're catching this Wraith King, and now they're throwing the Solar Guardian on top of him. Lapon has one more life, but is probably not going to be enough to keep him safe. Noxious Blaze comes in the back line, and the Divine Rampage, it will get the kill done as this Wraith King is striking a bit more. But the Tornado, Meteor Hammer, they're all stuck in the corner. They're hitting up the high ground. Do they have anything to stun the TPing Shadow Demon or the Zeus? The Lord Grim, you need to go up. He's being body blocked by the illusion from the Shadow Demon. I've never seen that in my life.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. Shadow Demon, as we said, his innate ability, I mean, his facet is it's kind of crazy. The fact that you just get a full HP illusion every time. Well, bye-bye CM. See you next life. A nice kill on the Wraith King, and then they all just TP'd out. Very, very nice.
He's trying to build his Radiance, but he's very far from it. As we get now the opportunity to see the full replay black. But I really want you to look at this Invoker not being able to go up the high ground, because it's it's very funny. Curious. Yeah.
I think he also blocks himself with his own Force Spirits too. Yeah, so his Force Spirits also block him. Interesting little sequence there.
How is this Rubik so farmed?
He's got a lot of kills. A lot of kills.
He is not that far behind his position 1 Wraith King. This is really strange. And I understand that Venno is essentially a position 6, probably purchasing everything. But Aetherlens on the Rubik, 4.7k net worth at minute 17. It's looking very good for Lemuel on this position 4. He also has the Arcane Supremacy, which of course makes the aura of the casted spells bigger.
What do you think about this Paris of Wraith King, by the way?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You mean the
Spectral Blade.
Oh, I love it. I think it's such a good spell. I'm actually having this conversation with multiple of my friends, and some of them really don't think it's good. I think it's way too good currently. But at least it makes the hero different, as we have a hell of an engagement right here. Keon will pop the arena, but he's essentially dead. The Solar Guardian will land a bit after that, and now look at the Noxious Plague doing a lot of damage. Divine Rampage coming in, trying to get the kill onto Lemuel, but he will be able to get out of there, popping out a salve that he got with the trusty shovel. So a lot of spells have been used, but only one player has fallen. As I say that, the Venomancer gets disrupted, and I think the Celestial Hammer should probably get him low enough to get another kill for this Shadow Demon.
Why does Ruby need so much magic resistance just from existing? Why is he sitting at 42%, man?
But I like the Spectral Blade. I think it's a very interesting variation of the hero. What are your thoughts on it?
You know, as you said, it's very, very interesting. And it scales with the hit that applied the curse, correct?
That is correct. Oh, Dr. OG just died somewhere. Wait, what was he doing there?
4 heroes? He must have gotten speared into the tower, like heroes into spear or something. Which means he just greedily farmed under the tower, probably.
There's no blink on the Mars, though. How does he catch you even? You're a Zeus with Heavenly Jump.
Yeah, well, he has a Yules, you know, maybe if he was extra greedy. Yeah, definitely out of position over there.
Okay, Black, I'm really confused right now.
So, yeah.
Dr. OG,
a nice Mortal Strike.
Can I tell you? So, I'm sorry, actually, finish your thought, and I'll tell you why I'm confused afterwards.
No. Please continue your thought. What's up?
So, you know how we talked about this build-up on Zeus going for the old nuker? You know, you get Zeus, you get Phylactery, Aghanims, Kaya, all of that, right? It's pre-minute 20. He went for the Divine Rampage, but purchased his own shard, which is the other facet. that he doesn't have.
Yeah, well, it's one of the best farming tools for Zeus still. Even if you don't take that facet, it's just the fact that every auto attack, casts an arc lightning just makes you farm so fast. Sunstrike, easy kill, Rubik again.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think that's 1,400 gold that he could have put towards his next item.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely an interesting choice, but there's always a payoff. Like, at some point, the payoff will be there.
Okay.
It's just the question, is it soon enough? But as you can see, he farms very fast with this.
Okay, going back to the Vampiric Strike, or the Mortal Blade, whatever it's called. What are your thoughts? Spectral Blade, that's the one. What are your thoughts on it?
It's very interesting. It's just I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. I kind of miss the old skeletons.
Well, let me tell you that if you take the other facet, that gives you a lot of skeletons, a lot. Well, as much as before.
but then you're missing the spectral blade, right?
Yeah.
So it's either or.
Would you choose? Would you think it would be much better if you could choose between the a spectral blade and the mortal strike? Would that be better?
Nah, he needs the crit. Because the crit is also amplifying the.
Look at the courier, Black. The courier just delivered the blink dagger as he was about to get jumped on. Keon with a great timing to get out of there.
Yeah, making it look easy. Breakdancing, breaking ankles. Now, how is our Dawnbreaker looking? Going for Desolator, not BKB. That's very, very greedy. Might backfire as well. Shadow Demon is rich. Going for Yules.
I mean, you said you've seen Dawnbreakers carry games, and I think Pora said, I want to show Black that I can do it as well. Look at the Yule Scepter, the Blink is in cooldown, Disruption to buy himself some more time. Tornado will not connect, and the Demonic Purge will slow the Mars down. Try to deal some damage, Noxious Plague onto the SD, but he's alone. He will not have that many targets to bounce us, and look at the damage. The Ursa, the Zeus, and the SD will blow out Lord Grim out of the water. It's going to be traded for a Crystal Maiden, the heal coming in, and they want to get the second support down from Madagascar. Glimmer Cape, but the right clicks are right there to secure the kill on Zodi.
One more poison might do it. I think SD's dead. Yeah, SD's dead.
He's falling in the back line. Disruption. Nice TP out. Wow.
Yeah, stolen shadow poison. He somehow got 4 stacks on that.
It's you're the one poisoning until you drink the wrong drink. Is that how like the kings used to die previously, right? They were poisoning their enemies and then drink from the wrong cup.
Yeah, Game of Thrones style.
Wow, don't spoil it for me, Black. Come on.
What? I didn't say who.
Fair. Would you say Game of Thrones is better than your favorite anime?
Up to a certain season, yes. But like most shows, the more seasons there are, the worse they usually get.
What is the biggest fall off of a TV series, Black?
Probably Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow. I mean, I've heard about it. I've not seen the Game of Thrones. I'll make some time at some point.
The last season is pretty rough. Well, they're looking for the Shadow Demon. He's been a thorn in their sides, quite literally.
More poison.
And now you are... What, the Cataclysm for that? Okay. Well, he's dead for sure.
Blink? Does he have a blink dagger? Okay. If he had a blink and blinked out of that, that would have been the overcommit of the century. But now they're going to catch this Crystal Maiden. We're just trying to be a bit pesky, and the word sentry on the ground, Mortal Strike crit. Another one as Lapont gets the last hit. Do you know what Le Pont means in French?
The pond.
No, I mean, I guess it rhymes. It means rabbit.
Xiao Tutsi.
Is that German for rabbit?
No, that's Chinese for rabbit. Xiao Tutsi.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, the more you know, language challenge with Waxen in Black right here on the IESF South African qualifiers.
Oh, Zeus again up there. Same position. You can't be so greedy and push out these lanes.
It's fine, my friend.
Wow.
He's got the Pepe hands. I like that he stacked his Pepe hands and he bought like the Aghanim shard for the electric hands. That's funny. That's creative. If we get Dr. OG for the interview, I'm gonna bring that up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Huh. What if he's going to be really mad at you for that? He'll be like, I challenge you to a patch 1v1.
I didn't challenge you because I'm mad.
I didn't say you were.
I mean, that's kind of like when you're referring to it.
No, I would never. No, don't read so much into it.
Oh man, I would probably lose. That's what would happen if you would challenge me to a Podge Worse. But I would take the challenge because I'm not a little wuss. Also, what is happening with this net worth graph? This is one of the funkier ones. So despite dying perpetually on the side of Namibia over the last 5-6 minutes, the top 3 core net worths are still on the Radiant side, but everybody else, the entire squad, goes from 4 to 8 for Madagascar, which it's interesting because you like to have a farmed Rubik.
Oh, Zeus not again?
Okay, what is happening? Dr. OG, oh, Cataclysm as well to reveal the rest of the team as the Ursa's trying to get onto the Invoker. Will she be able to get so? No. The Raking is actually jumping on the Ursa. The Noxious Blades connect. Li-Fi will be the one to fall, actually buy some time for his team. And now the Shadow Demon somehow connected with the Noxious Blade, but the stolen freezing field of the Rubik is gonna be probably the biggest victory out of it all.
Ooh, caught the Ursa too.
No more ultimate.
Tornado coming in. Oh, just the mark. That was close.
He should get out of there. Blink is off cooldown and he gets out. This Venno is very high level, by the way. Did you see his level 14, like just behind the Mars's 15 and the Raking? He is like everybody on the side of the Dire is up there in the level department, whereas this Crystal Maiden and the Shadow Demon are trailing behind considerable amount. As now we even gonna get the shard on the Venno. Oh my goodness, dispelling the Gale now stuns you, and if you're an Ursa, that's what you live for. You want to dispel these type of spells.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's the Dr. OG really needs to be more careful with positioning. This is the second time now that he baited his team sort of into a rough position, and you can't allow yourself to have that many, you know, mistakes in a row. Now they have BKB on Ursa though, so they could potentially be setting up for Roshan. And also going back to the Venomancer, I've literally seen him jungle since level 4. So
yeah, you did mention it, yeah.
Yeah, he was more like, yeah, I don't really want to play support anymore, so I'm jungling.
He also has a Phylactery, right? I mean, Phylactery, I feel like it's by far one of the best items you could get as a tier 2 neutral for a support. So we see the impact of that in his gold as well.
Yeah, how much gold is it nowadays?
80?
75.
GPM? Okay, sorry, pardon me. I like rounding up my numbers. Yeah, but you are the mathematician, so I understand why you're not happy with that. But now they're gonna get their own Tormentor, and the Rubik will have the extra reposition for the teammates with the telekinesis.
Roche time though. It's dying fast, it's scanned.
Look at the Venno, bro. What is he doing? He wanted to put a word in the pit, I assume, but he will pay with his life. Doesn't even pop the Noxious Plague. Does not have a buyback. Look at the arena. Jumping in. Cataclysm set up where it is right here. The Ursa is dead. But now the turnaround. Divine Rampage coming through with the Thunderbolt's Wrath. Pora has the BKB and also the Starbreaker Shard. Tries to get away with the Celestial Hammer on top of Keon, but Keon lands the Spear of Mars. 4 have fallen. Dr. OG 1 versus 4 will only get a kill before he falls to the pawns. Triple kill.
Yeah, well, I really like in these kind of games, I know why he's doing it. Like almost every Dawnbreaker I play with in pubs does it as well. But you need BKB in these kind of games. I see literally every Dawnbreaker do this, and every Dawnbreaker that does this just loses. You need that magic resistance. The Starbreaker Agam Shard is not enough. Look at it here again. Ursa also never had the chance to get his BKB off, because he's also half HP already from Roshan. And yeah, it's kind of doomed to fail. You know, Venno was a little bit out of position, but ultimately he gave his team a good amount of vision to make sure that they, you know, can get the upper hand in the initiation there.
Crystal Maiden died to... She died to the Cataclysm while she was channeling Freezing Field. The life as a CM is very sad, man, as she's currently 50% of the net worth that the position 5 of Madagascar is. But you know what I like about this matchup, Black? I like it's not a stomp. We actually have two close teams fighting tooth and nail to win this. And yes, the previous team fight has kind of scuffed the win rate probability, but I still believe there is a possible victory for Namibia, as we see Live Fight just dying yet again. Again, just CM doing CM things.
Yeah, I mean, Sunstrike +1 is usually enough to definitely kill supports. Map hack activated. We see everyone.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under
now it's
attack.
gone.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Probably needs BKB ASAP, but he's 4k all the way now. Even went for a Blink Dagger after the Desolator. That is so greedy. How's Zeus looking like? Going for Yule Scepter. Can bite it out if he wants to right now. Ursa almost into the Basher. Wait, there's just not a whole lot of great power spikes around the corner, so not entirely sure what they're waiting for. Smoked out right now.
They're trying to pushing the waves. I think they're not necessarily waiting for anything per se, as they had the top lane pushed and the mid lane as well. So top will be pushed again, but I don't think they're gonna go back to deal with it. The Invoker is actually walking back and forth in the Dire jungle, and I think they're gonna be heading for it right now. I don't know why this Shadow Demon's up there, but they want to blow up this Venom. He's gonna buy himself some more time. Demonic Purge coming on Mars, but lands on 2, and now the Divine Rampage is not gonna do enough damage. While the Cataclysm will, 2 players will fall in just a matter of seconds, but Rating has lost his first life, and Bora somehow still alive for a while longer. Now the Freezing Field jump in from the Rubik, trying to do some more damage, buyback from the Shadow Demon, and now this Ursa trying to turn around and get a kill onto the Mars, very low HP. SD is here, and Lapon now gets right-clicked lower and lower, and the Rating will end up falling as well, as we see him trying to get a dieback onto the SD, but Dr. OG does so much good work in the backline, now turns his head onto the Rubik. FICO damage, tries to do anything, heavily jump going forward. Dr. OG really wants this kill onto the Shadow Demon, but look at the long range Fade Bolt plus Arc Lightning, getting in the 4th on the Radiant side. 1 versus 2, Bloodstone on the Invoker. Dr. OG, can you get away? Can you get the kill? You cannot. It's gonna be Lemuel with yet another double kill. Pause. Black. This Invoker has a Bloodstone?
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah, very interesting choice. For the AoE increase, I'm guessing. It's very interesting. I haven't seen it before. I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know. Most of his spells have a pretty good AoE. As we take another look at that fight again. Ursa, it actually kind of looked like he was just about to turn the fight around. But yeah, like you can't really touch the backline. Both backlines actually in that fight stood very strong. Both the Zeus and Shadow Demon, as well as the Rubik and Invoker, were just absolutely devastating both teams from the backlines. Ooh, Dumbledore got caught again. No BKB still. Probably just dead again.
No matter how good they did that previous team fight, we're still watching the replay of. It was still favoring Madagascar, and they keep on getting these easy pickoffs, and you can't die like that if you are the offlaner. It's not a good look, and I mean, I gotta be honest, out of that 13,000 deficit that we're seeing on the server right now, all of it is in the support's net worth. The cores are still pretty even with each other, but the supports on the Dire side have just got so much more.
Yeah, they're insanely rich. 100%. And here's BKB, pops it as well.
Nice Spear of Mars. The Shadow Demon has died 3 times in the span of 2 minutes, but Lapon, lower and lower HP, Divine Rampage will collect his first life. Can they get on top of him? The Nimbus is already placed, so can't have that tool to stop the Raking from getting out. They're going for Bleeds. You gotta get out of here. Invoker's hunting you down. I don't think Invoker can solo kill the Ursa, but he can definitely cancel the TP. Oh. What? Alright.
A little bit slow on the trigger. That would have been devastating for Ursa. Luckily, he got out of there. Well, luckily for his team.
Exactly. Depends which team you're cheering for, right?
Yeah, Venomans are almost level 18. Damn, that guy is a big boy. Rubik level 20. Never mind, I take it back. That guy's a big boy. Wow, how did he get to level 20? That's ridiculous.
They're so farmed. I mean, Lemuel, if we could take a quick look at his score, I believe he's continued to accelerate. 8-1 and 23 for a Rubik. Granted, like 5 of those kills have been like outright steals that were unnecessary, but this reminds me of back when Yapster used to play Rubik. Well,
who did a very
to...
similar thing as well.
Yeah.
Now we almost got a Soul Cuirass up. On the Wraith King, lots of nice items coming out of the Dire side. Wind Waker almost done on Mars, so you have nice save for your teammates as well. Yeah, things are starting to look a little bit bleak for Radiant. Ursa is just so easily controlled now, is the problem.
I think she's got like an 8-second BKB, but the more she uses it, the worse it will be for her. And like you said, no BKB on the Dawnbreaker just yet. Is she even building the BKB? Yeah, she is. Okay, so she's about 1,400 gold away from having it on the Dawn. The Zeus as well, with, I would argue, the weirdest, most random build I've seen in a long time. He doesn't seem too certain what he wants to do. But he will be going for the Ethereal Blade after, well, at this point. We got a full refresher on this Invoker.
Ooh, double Cataclysm.
Double Bloodstone.
Yeah,
Nice
did
to
you
find
see a
that-
Zeus ult?
Yeah,
It
it
did be
was-
nothing.
They, I think they wanted to check for potential smoke gank, which is fine. 2 minutes cooldown. No, they should have it by the time Roshan is back. I expect this to be a long Roshan timer, but let's see. Wax and prediction black. Is it gonna be a long Roshan spawn, or is it gonna be in 5 for Imagine Instant? I would cry.
Radiant are scanning.
Not too shabby.
Got it. Come on. I got it.
Quite a
Full
long
trust.
one, for sure.
Full trust, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to get black as your coach, you can get discount black as your coach. It's me.
Yeah, if you want to have him predict the random respawn time of Roshan.
I'm the oracle.
Imagine that's
but
what
in a
teams
game.
are banking on. You know, like 55 seconds. Like, okay.
You can't even speak with your coach during a Dota match, right? That's such a useless power to have.
Well, you know, there are always ways to make things happen. Like Dawnbreaker to see the entire map.
By the way, speaking of this, I mean, I could use telepathy, but speaking of this Dawnbreaker, I want to say, I don't know if it just feels underwhelming or if Namibia hasn't used the potential of this innate of Dawnbreaker up until now, because I feel like look, they're smoking now. They're not waiting for minute 40 for them to have extra vision when they jump in, and I think they're obviously compelled to go smoke because they do not have the luxury of knowing the Roshan timer as we do, because they don't have me on their team, of course. But they haven't played around the daytime reveal from her.
Yeah, I think it's in part also to getting used to it still. Smoke should break any moment now.
Are we gonna use Shadow Poison or no? Oh, Noxious plays only on the Shadow Demon who buys him one time, dodges the Spear of Mars, but look at the Cataclysm coming through. The damage is gonna blow up the CM, but in the meanwhile, Breaking loses his first life, and Lemuel will probably fall to the Zeus, while the Thunder God's Wrath does get stolen, but did not get popped, and the Ursa just falls one between 4 opponents. Dr. OG has to TP away. The Mars actually jumps on top of him, and now the Shadow Demon, the one that first broke the smoke, somehow still alive, but will get caught by the Ice Wall. It's gonna be a full team wipe claim from Madagascar.
Yeah, yet another full team wipe. Yeah, it's a big problem at this point. Like, Ursa is just too easily kiteable. There's too much damage coming out from Invoker and Wraith King. They don't have the damage to really chew through them in 1 BKB time. I just look at this chaos on the screen as well. Like, if you see that, you're definitely panicking. You gotta press all the buttons you can. Look at the Bloodstone heal as well. Actually quite impressive with the Cataclysm. Actually what made him stay alive in that fight.
And then I liked Mars jumping in above the Nimbus to cancel the TP of the Zeus right there. That was a very nice addition from Keon's offlaner. Still, it's not going to be a set of racks, not even a single tier 3 for Madagascar. And that means they kind of wasted a bit of time. Okay, they forced the Zeus buyback, yeah. But they could have gamed Roshan. Roshan was spawning 10 seconds after the end of that team fight. They will be beelining for it. But I think Namibia... They're gonna get revealing them in 10 seconds. They should be setting up bottom.
Roche is up there.
They should set up bottom for this. I don't know why they're doing. Why is three players of the Radiant side just farming one creep wave?
Well, now Roche is down there. Alacrity plus Wraith King should make quick work of this. Well, not that quick.
They just don't want to contest, I guess. They feel like it would be a bit too much to play into the arena Cataclysm again. So they will have to defend their high ground, but they do not have the luxury of a Mars. They don't have the luxury of a Black Hole. They don't have any huge teamfight spells, right? Solar Guardian is good, but definitely not up to par to the ones I've mentioned.
Yeah. 100%. Refresher now also picked up on Mars, so it's double arena. Yeah, the game seems at this point there's so many problems to deal with. I don't know if they can muster all the answers. Shadow Demon needs to stay alive, Zeus needs to stay alive for a very long time to get their spells out. Probably like 10, 15 times. But is that even enough? They're all so tanky on the die side.
And I hate the fact
help on everyone.
I hate the fact that it's minute 42. We haven't tried taking the second Tormentor. We do not have the Demonic Cleanse Aghanim Shard on this Shadow Demon. That's what makes Shadow Demon strong. And I get it, he doesn't want to bite it because he's getting an Axe, but the Tormentor is literally there.
Yeah. That's one of the bigger differences between like the real top teams and more amateur teams. Like, the top teams always have some sort of objective in mind at any time. Like at minute 1950, we're all gonna gather here, do this tormentor so we can do it again ASAP. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of damage.
Nice to jump in, lining two of them up. The disruption will buy some time for the Dr. OG, but he needs an ambulance for himself as the refresher coming in arena. Well, just in time for the Cataclysm to snipe one more player, but no, the buyback's coming in. Dr. OG somehow managed to get away. The Shadow Demon does die, but both the position 4 and 5 get back in the game. First Raking Life comes in, a lot of Yule Scepters to just completely kite this Ursa, and look at Lapam doing such a good job. Another Cataclysm, this time the Ursa is down, she will also be buying back, but no more Crystal Maiden for 70 seconds. Can they maintain this position of high ground? BKB from Lord Grim, and he wants to run away. Yon gets Yule Scepter up in the air. Can they set up for him? The damage, is it gonna be enough? Another Yule, there's so many Yule Scepters flying left, right, and center. The Mars is still alive. The Ursa tries in the backline. He doesn't have a BKB. He cannot walk through the ice wall, and Dr. OG has fallen. Ursa gets isolated. It will be a dieback for the carry, as well as Lepalm gets a double kill for this immortal Wraith King.
Yeah, getting speared now to the fountain as well. Just collecting the scraps, basically. There isn't a whole lot they can do anymore. Team wipe once more. All the buybacks exhausted as well. And they call the GG. Madagascar with the anime pictures pulling through.
What a game one. I liked it. It was very even. Probably one of the most competitive maps we've had all tournament long, but definitely the most competitive map we had today, with both teams fighting tooth and nail. And in the end, I think it's safe to say that Namibia was also getting outscaled into this late game, which is one of the reasons why they were falling behind in back-to-back team fights.
Yeah, they were definitely on somewhat of a timer, and the fact that they just couldn't close it out, they didn't really take objectives early enough. Like, Roshan is not really... I mean, it's something that Ursa really needs in order to accelerate his game. Not only did they not get Roshan, but Madagascar Roshan instead. once that happens once or twice, there's really no way back into the game. I also didn't like the Dawnbreaker item build. Like, you need a BKB no matter what.
Absolutely.
It's just essential. BKB is an essential pickup, and you always need that item. I've seen too many pub games where you have a great start as Dawnbreaker, you think you're invincible, that the shard is enough, but it really isn't. You need that BKB.
Some of the highlights of this first map, just buying some time for the players, and you know, this would not necessarily have to be a back to drawing board type aspect for Namibia, as like we said, they played well. That a few misplays, especially the itemizations, could be corrected. So I think. I still think that was an overcommitted there, by the way, but look at this kill that they got on Lapan, and you know, this was a highway robbery, my friend, and somehow getting out of this position without losing anyone after committing so deep at minute 15. These are the slivers of hope that we saw from the Namibian squad, and hopefully they can get it back going in game number 2, as they don't want to lose this first series. Like I said, when you only play against 3 other teams, a loss could be the difference between you qualifying to the World Esports Championships or not.
Yeah, and it's not like they were massively outmatched or anything. As we said, it was a very close game, so they shouldn't be like too disappointed with how this game went. The draft they had, you know, they were a little bit of a timer. Maybe they want to change up the draft for game 2 a little bit, just so they can be in the driving seat when it comes to the mid-late game portion. Because generally, when both teams are on even footing, one with better late game usually wins.
Yeah,
that's right.
Here,
that big team fight, well, that was so important. That was actually the game-winning fight for the Dire side. If Radiant wins this fight, I think they win the game. But Dire pulled through nicely. Ursa couldn't get his BKB off, and couldn't get his Enrage off. It's after this point, it's pretty much impossible to win this game.
I actually think that Roshan teamfight was the breaking point for them. Do you think we're gonna see this Invoker led through in the draft next game? I mean, Lord Grim didn't necessarily took over the game per se, but he played this very, very well on the Invoker, despite you know, being dominated early on by the Zeus mid. And clearly it's a comfort pick for him, and he knows what he's doing with this funky Bloodstone build. Do you think Namibia will still let it in the draft, or are they gonna consider banning it? Maybe not in the first phase, but the second phase.
Yeah, ban could be good just to see what else he has in store, make him feel a little bit less comfortable, perhaps. But I think I would say the same about the Rubik. He looked way too comfortable on that hero. On the Mule.
Yeah, true.
Like, he had an insane Rubik game. So much gold, so many levels. Like, he just had everything he needed.
And I like this Venomancer. I think it kind of went unnoticed because we saw a few beastie Veno performances already earlier in the tournament. But I think Zodi did a lot of good job, and I think he knew what he was doing with that farm. Like you said, level 4, got in the jungle and kept himself up there. Like I said, the early advantage and beginning of that late game portion when it came to gold was from the support gold differential. The Rubik and the Veno just had so much more in their inventory compared to the Crystal Maiden and the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, they had way more support items. They had Dual Scepters, they had Shadow Amulets to help your teammates. Venomancer went full support, of course, with Glimmer Cape and Guardian Greaves. He also had a Dual Scepter, just the best item against Ursa. They had a total of 3 of those. So every time Ursa jumps in and doesn't BKB, it just gets kited. You have Invoker with Deafening Blast Tornado. It was just never going to happen. That's why I said in the draft, like, the Ursa last pick really didn't look that good. Like, they needed some sort of mobile hero that can really jump into the fight and not care as much about getting kited.
And I have to also mention the fact that the Shadow Demon didn't finish his Aghanim Scepter, and also didn't have an Aghanim Shard, which are 2 of the prime items you want to have on SD. So that's, again, like I said, and you said as well, one of these elements of itemization that was not ideal from the Namibian squad, who is now, well, they've lost to a new foe. Last year, they fell to South Africa, but now dropping first map versus Madagascar. We will have to find out if they can mentally bounce back from one game down and go for the reverse sweep, or if Madagascar is the new team trying to take down the slot for the World Esports Championship. Stay tuned. Hello YouTube, hello Twitch, hello world. I think we're live even on X. Welcome to the intermission between Namibia and Madagascar. I'm Waxen, and I'm not joined by anybody. I will be facing my arch nemesis, apparently, Black Dota, former TI. What are you, like top 3 player? I am just a 6k MMR pleb. I've challenged him. He accepted my challenge of Podge Wars. Black, are you ready to entertain these people?
Of course, always am. Was born ready. I'm a patch master, as the whole world knows. One hook, one kill. My expertise. Been playing it all life long. So you better get ready.
I'm gonna be as ready as I've ever been, but before we go in, I'll show you that if you're a Podge master, I'm a Podge master myself. We're not getting sponsored by anybody, but look at the Podge figurine. I brought it next to me to
I have the
help
same
me.
one. I have the same one.
So I see we're going hook for hook, you could even say.
Yeah, we will see. Hopefully not. I don't want to get hooked by you.
Okay, let's lay the ground rules, because obviously we don't want to distract our viewers for that much long before we go into the second game of the South African qualifiers. How many kills for one of us to win?
Okay, how about we just play for a while, because all the maps are different, and then let's see how long the first kill takes, then we can kind of figure it out from there.
Okay, let's see how long the hot minutes. So maybe I'm gonna change the region, and I'm definitely not gonna put it on my server. Let's try.
Of course not.
Same password. If you could join me in, please, Black, and I'm gonna have a different server region.
What, Singapore?
Of course, yeah. We're gonna play on Singapore, so I'm playing on 200 ping. Of course not. What are these questions? We also need an observer that I have to invite into lobby. This is, like you said, Black, probably the most important game in your career. Is that safe to say?
Oh yeah, totally. It's do or die for me.
Oh, we found the server right away. We are getting in, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait. I'll see you who the better pudger is. Okay. So you said you've grinded this for the last 2 years to prepare for this matchup, yeah?
Of course, yeah. I knew all along it was gonna come. Vote for kill limit 200, obviously.
Okay. 200 kill limit. Oh, we're straight into it.
So how does this work? Wait. We have to figure it out first.
I even have it.
I'm sleeping.
I can hear myself. This is top 10. I'm also sleeping. I don't know what the... Do I ready up somewhere?
Rearm reduces only half Rod of Atos. There's Rod of Atos?
We're not buying items on Black. Stop. Okay, wait, which one is me? Are we the same team? No, you're against me. Okay, I'm on the Radiant side. Easy hook, bro. Nice landing. Whoa! Phase shift? What? Wait, how did that
You're in the Meeponet?
Wait, I thought... Okay, we're getting straight into this. Oh, come on. Please don't buy the Atos. I don't even know where the shop is. How do I buy it? It's 1800 gold. That's how you dodge a hook, if you've ever seen someone like that me dodging it. Oh! Hook! Come in it! That is what you get for thinking you're better than me only because you got, pro career and stuff. 1-0. Okay, I'm gonna wait for production to tell us what the timing is for our next matchup. If not, I'm gonna continue trying to maintain my lead. Well. Oh, I've been informed we can do a best of 5. I think this is gonna take us a while longer because I don't want to. Wait, you have a Dragon Claw, or is that just the kill score in the top right corner?
I think it's a kill score.
Oh wow. Okay. Whew, I'm respawning. Also, please don't hook my observer. That's impossible. I was phase shifted. Oh man. If you're watching this on YouTube or wherever else you watch, please don't hook me off spawn. Okay, thanks. I was actually getting...
Oh, you can't. You're invulnerable.
For what? He's actually tryharding, ladies and gentlemen. He's not even, look at him. He's just pretending to laugh. He's actually very much focused on getting hooked by the best punch in
Dude,
the
the
world.
face shift does not work.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Dude, this is bigger than TI Grand Finals right here, I'm telling you.
The face shift does not work.
Okay, jokes aside, my palms are sweaty. Match point. Who's gonna take it? Is it gonna be Dominic, Black, or Waxen? How can you do this? What is happening? Why are you hooking so fast? I'm very confused right now. No! 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 Oh, man. Couldn't even win in Pod Wars. Congratulations, though. It's all about the fair play. You've seen it, ladies and gentlemen. Crowned the IESF 2024 Pod Wars champion. It will be. What a surprise. Black Dota has done it again. Any words for you fans around the world, Black?
As previously mentioned, you don't have to feel bad. The fact that you even made it competitive is amazing, to be honest, because as I said, I've been preparing for the longest time. And yeah, give it up for Waxen, please, because he made this game very close, despite me being, as everybody knows, the god gamer. So you're very close to the status yourself. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you very much, Black. I would offer you my Pudge figurine, but you said you've got one as well, so I think the trophy came to you way before we started that matchup, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I felt happiness as getting that first blood in a long time, so I might have lost, but at least I had fun, and that's what it's all about here at IESF. We've sometimes got winners, sometimes got losers, but we always have the most amount of fun possible.
Correct, man. As you said, that's what it's all about, right? Esports, sports. Ultimately, we all just want to have a good time together. Of course, we're all of our sad moments, but the fun moments always overshadow those.
I am really keen to actually get back underway with more action of Madagascar and Namibia. Game one, like we said, a really close affair, and Namibia is now looking to bounce back and go for what would be the first reverse sweep of the tournament, Black. We've had a 2-1 victory yesterday, but the teams traded maps 1 and 2, and no team came back from a 1-map deficit just yet to win a best of 3, not in the North African portion, not in the South African portion either. So do you think, is this something that we're gonna struggle to see in the qualifiers, because there's so many players that don't have that high tier level experience that you need, the mental fortitude to completely grind it out for 2 maps once you're down 1?
Well, as you said, last year when Namibia played against South Africa, the maturation decreased more and more with every game. So I don't know if that's something they actively worked on or not, but if it's not and the pressure gets to them, this could very well happen again. At the same time, though, Madagascar, maybe they're feeling a little too confident. It always goes both ways. But if the first match was any indication, this should be a pretty close game again. We'll see after the draft, though, because the draft was also very even, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to ask. We mentioned how close the draft was, and of course, in the late game, we knew Madagascar would have the slight edge, but our biggest problem wasn't with the heroes themselves, but let's call it the path the heroes took. You didn't like the Dawnbreaker as a build-up. I thought the Zeus and the Shadow Demon could have actually went in a completely different way in their approach to building their items, and maybe if we run that game 1 back-to-back multiple times, Namibia could find themselves on the on the right side of history with a win. But yeah, I don't have a time travel machine, because if I would, I could probably roll back the match into game number 1. But we will be heading forward for the second map, just waiting for the teams to confirm well, if they're ready. They took a bit of a break. They're probably, what I think it is, like, their belly hurt from watching my awful Pudge Wars play. I think that's what it is. They laughed so hard that they needed a bit of an extended break.
No, I just say it wasn't that bad, It wasn't that bad. But, all good things have to come to an end. So their laughing also has to come to an end. Now it's business time, as the game just started. And we'll see if they can bust out some nice surprises for Namibia or Madagascar, respectively. Again, we had Shadow Fiend not touched at all, which is very curious, especially after we've seen Egypt just completely dominate with him.
Yeah,
maybe it would change this game.
Maybe the problem is the one that I brought up as well. They didn't see it played enough to actually understand how broken the hero is at the current moment in time. I'm gonna get a bit of extra light in here as I want to see this picks a bit better. And okay, Night Stalker being banned out would actually help me not be full in the darkness. And wow, Invoker Respect ban first.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I like it. Get him out of his comfort zone. Show him what else you got. Maybe he got another hero he's really comfortable on. Maybe not. We have seen plenty of players throughout history that really love this one hero, and as soon as you put them on another one, they just don't feel as comfortable.
10 seconds.
Legion,
Are you one of those players, or do you like to play multiple heroes, lots of heroes?
I would like to believe I'm really versatile. I genuinely, as a support, it's also quite good to play a wide range of heroes. You can't really become, I don't know. I mean, you can become a Hoodwink or a Chen specialist or a Visage specialist, but I like playing multiple heroes. I think I'm quite good when it comes to that aspect, again, for my level of play. But as a core, I can understand why it's needed sometimes to, become an anti-mage master like yourself.
Yeah. Well, although, personally, I gotta admit too that I love to play all sorts of different heroes.
Of course.
No, it's just super fun being creative in a game as Dota that really lets you be creative as well. You have so many things you can try out. Support heroes can become cores can become support heroes. Over history, I've seen that more and more. And even with these new patches, with these new facets, we're probably going to see it even more than before. So I'm, as I said, always just really looking for some people to show me some surprises. Like, I want to see what's possible. Like, I'm the kind of guy, I love to see what's possible, not see what's already established, Like, show me something new so I can learn something as well. Show me some, how does Bad Rider work, Because everybody says right now Bad Rider is terrible. Pick Bad Rider, show me he's really good.
Yeah.
So I can copy it.
They're taking a lot of time. I'm just realizing this at this current point. A lot of time for these couple of bans. A Juggernaut, Lifestealer, when Abaddon, also banned in the first phase by Namibia in game number 1. They really don't like playing into that hero, but they're gonna go for the first pick, Hoodwink. Huh.
Interesting pick. Yeah, for sure. And we have seen Storm as an answer. That's really good. Spectre can work as well. Here we haven't really seen a whole lot lately, which I think is still. Spectre is just probably not in the best spot, but if you get like a nice last pick Spectre or so, it can still work very nicely. Shadow Demon, this time on the other side.
I like to see that these teams are valuing the Shadow Demon. Although, I'm going to tell you an interesting statistic. Currently in our tournament, both South and North African region, this hero has a 0% win rate. So maybe it's not the best showing for him in our tournament, but I definitely think Shadow Demon still has a spot in the current meta.
Yeah, he's strong. Set up for a lot of heroes, good save. And once we actually see the Shard and Axe, you will really see the power of the hero. Because that's ultimately what makes him really strong. Mars out, Sanking out. Again, I've really seen a Sanking in, since the patch hit pretty much. His win rate went from like 50-something% to 40-something. I think 42 now. He received massive nerfs.
Yeah.
So Storm Spirit is still in the pool, which is really good against Hoodwink. Fantastic hero. What do you think about Tinker? Like, are you happy that he's completely dead?
I'm gonna be honest. So I'm quite embarrassed to talk about Tinker, right? I mean, me and Tinker have a really strange relationship. He was one of the mid laners I used to play when I started first in Dota, and I was trying to get a bit better. And I haven't played Tinker in years. And I know he has the lowest win rate in all brackets currently. I am one of the players that whenever Tinker's in the opposite team in the last 3 weeks, I'm losing to Tinker. So I don't understand the hero. I am completely shocked by how good it is when players are against me and how bad it is it's on my team. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't think it should be meta again, and I believe that the addition of the Marcher machines makes it viable, but the playstyle for it hasn't yet been found. And until a Nothing to Say is going to pull it out of TI, I hope it's going to stay out of the meta up until that point.
Fair enough. I agree, but it always felt really nice to see a really good Tinker player as well. You know, with a nice spacing, outplaying with multiple blink daggers and whatnot. We actually see a Magnus. Now that hero has also been massively nerfed. In fact, Arias, I'm sure you know him,
Yeah,
has
of
been
course.
saying that the hero is very dead and almost unplayable. Which we'll see if that's true or not. Because if that's actually true, there's a 2-0 on the horizon, and that would not be very good.
I am quite confused about this whole choice of the
Ogre
addition
as well.
the addition of the reverse polarity, which by the way, shouldn't it just be called polarity then if it's a reverse polarity?
Yes.
Yeah,
Minus
okay.
and minus is plus. We
Exactly.
know that.
But I think I've seen Saberlight play it in one of the
10 seconds remaining.
where Saberlight play for Gork's team, Team Bold,
5
and they
seconds
won with
remaining.
it. Granted, they were playing against a unknown team, and he made the reverse work. Maybe Namibia has something in store for us here. And wow, this Ursa. I think it could be a bit like a steal pick because Ursa plus Magnus for Namibia would have looked really nice with the Empower.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
remaining.
I mean, it's still an amazing buffer, of course. Now we got Ursa back,
5
and this
seconds
time
remaining.
there's still quite a bit of kiting, let's be real. Like Hoodwink, Magnus, even
Dire
Ignite.
team
Oh,
pick.
Timbersaw. That's an Amar hero right there. That's the only reason why he's 14k. Because he plays that hero like a... I don't know. I hated playing against Amar Timbersaw. Whenever I played against this Timbersaw, you just say GG, and you leave the game. Because he will shred you to pieces.
10
Man,
seconds
this Timber, so it's gonna be a pain in the side
5
of
seconds remaining.
both Hoodwink and Magnus Ogre, as you've got two melee strength heroes. Timber so likes playing against them, and the Hoodwink can't really get out in the tree lines because of this Timber. So what?
What is happening? Like they're going like 3 patches ago. You know, PA is strong. Don't get me wrong. I think these heroes are actually not bad. They're playing the buff strategy. There's something we used to do when I was still playing in China. Basically, pick my hero first, and then pick like
10
3-4 buff
seconds
heroes
remaining.
and just make me big. I love that, of course, because everyone's
5
buffing me.
seconds remaining.
But the people that are just doing the
Radiant's
buffing, you know, they're not as happy. Let me ask you a question. If you
Right,
played
yes.
an MMORPG, right? Would you
Okay.
be fine with playing a healer?
As in, like for example,
World
I
of
see.
Warcraft or something
10
like that.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be
Because
up
I'm
for
the
it.
kind of guy I could never see myself play a healer in these kind of games.
I
I need big number. You know, big number go up, I'm happy.
Back in the day when we used to play MMORPGs, what we used to do is to make two accounts, one with like the fighter, the brawler, and then a second account that you would like play and you just click to follow and auto heal your other character. That's what we used to do back when I was a kid. So yeah, it's not the most fun, right? You gotta enjoy yourself. But I would do it
10
if
seconds
you know
remaining.
with the
But
right
that's the
squad.
objective thing, you know. There's actually lots of people that
5
love
seconds
Love it.
healing.
They
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, this like all they want to do is like, do you want to play something else? No. I'd like to do this, you know.
Yeah.
And PA into Timbersaw, that's it's so strange because Timbersaw is historically kind of seen as a PA counter.
Yes.
Of course,
But-
eventually you'll get the break, but playing Ogre and PA against the Timber sounds horrendous. So I hope they somehow switch lanes because Ogre gets like he's almost half health from 1Q.
But this is a Phantom Assassin with a double steroid black. There's a
10
Phantom
seconds
Assassin
remaining.
with Bloodlust and Power, and you've got the natural
5
break, not
seconds
just from the
remaining.
Templar Assassin Aghanim Shard, but also from the Sharpshooter of the Hoodwink.
Dire team pick.
Yeah. No, as I said, PA is also very underexplored right now. she's received a couple of really nice buffs. Wait, how much damage is her ult now?
250, I believe.
With Methodical. Coup de Grace procs every 6 attacks. Dude, every 6 attacks is actually crazy for, I think, a 500 or 600% crit, man.
5 seconds remaining.
600% is ridiculous.
But what about the veiled one? Because it says blur is no longer dispelled when attacking. What does that mean? Like she's always blurred?
Uh,
Because that sounds
yeah,
crazy as well.
It sounds kind of ridiculous, yeah.
That's so crazy. I mean, I think don't blame us, ladies and gentlemen. Phantom Assassin is a hero that hasn't seen much play in the last, well, many months. I think the last time Phantom Assassin was in the meta black is when we were cashed this thing at Yash, the World Esports Championships last year. I think Myanmar was the team to run the PA. If you remember that Tormentor kill when they almost lost the game because of that. I don't remember a pro game with a PA since that moment. So it's going to be an unknown quantity. But the fact that she's paired up with this Ogre Magnus, I like.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Especially if you were to go for this Methodical
okay.
Viper as well. Holy crap. I mean, Viper is a good hero against the lineup, don't get me wrong, but it's still a Viper. That lineup looks so looks so out there. It can definitely work, don't get me wrong. Like, it's strong individually. It's just the cohesiveness is
5 seconds remaining.
It kind of feels like, hey, everybody, what do you want to play? Kind of thing, you know?
Is it safe to say that this is also kind of like a Viper steal pick? Because Viper is great at breaking Phantom Assassin, and she kind of dominates all of the other melee matchups, the Magnus and the Ogre. So you take Viper for yourself to deal with the Timbersaw, or attempt to deal with the Timbersaw while also protecting your PA.
Definitely could be a thought behind it, yeah. There aren't too many mid laners left that can really do super well against Viper either.
Lina maybe? Can Lina survive in a matchup versus Viper?
Or the Wind Ranger, the old classic.
Different redhead, not the Lina. It will be the Wind Ranger. But I think obviously then the poison attacks do not connect onto the Wind Ranger while she's in the middle of the wind run. So that is the response here from Madagascar. And they don't seem to be too surprised by this Viper. They picked this Wind Ranger with, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds after spotting the Viper. But Wind Ranger likes building NKB. She also doesn't like doing it so early on to counter this Phantom Assassin. And Ursa, I mean, when is the last time you saw a Silver Edge Ursa?
Yeah. Long time ago.
Exactly.
No, but if you somehow at some point do get an MKB on Ursa, like, you can shred the PA pretty quickly. And Magnus is not great against Ursa, because once Ursa has Axe, of course, you can just hold out of that reverse polarity. I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, this lineup looks really, as I said, really out there. The cohesiveness just doesn't really seem to be there. They picked the PA into a Shadow Demon as well, who once he gets axed, you're perma broken. You don't crit anymore, which is like a super hard counter as well. You have no more evasion. I think Madagascar has all the tools to make this 2-0.
How one-sided would you say this draft is for you?
Honestly, I don't think it's super one-sided. I just feel like at some point it's going to break apart a little bit. And once that happens, Madagascar would start taking over.
I like that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here firsthand from Black and myself as we get underway with the second map of this best of 3. Can Namibia bring it back in and go for the turnaround, or is Madagascar gonna go for the full sweep? As we take a quick look at the rosters, we've got Dr. OG on the mid lane Viper, Blitz, safe lane Phantom Assassin, Pora, off lane Magnus, Suna, the hoodwing position for an Li-Fi, nothing else than the Ogre Magi. Whereas for the side of the Radiant, nope, they just disappeared. We've got Lord Grim on the Wind Ranger. We have Lemule on the Shadow Demon. The Ursa will be played by Lapon. Timbersaw will be Keon. And last but not least, Zodi on the Witch Doctor.
Nice. Interesting facet choices as well. Shadow Demon, not with the illusion one.
Oh, he went for the...
Promulgate.
I like that as well. The one that works with Dissimulate. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then we also have the Grudge Bearer instead of the Bear Down on Ursa Warrior, which is also an interesting choice because generally people value the debuff duration very highly. Because of course it works on Abyssal Blade, on Basher. It works even on Fury Swipes as well.
I mean, I just want to watch Keon get his hands on the Twisted Chakram. I think it's one of the funkiest additions to the game. And by the way, we were highlighting the Phantom Assassin. She did go for the Blur, the Veiled one, the one that we both said. I mean, we said that both of her facets seem rather strong, but this one kind of... I mean, it sounds broken if it works the way it reads, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it actually works. But as you said, I haven't really experienced a whole lot of PA lately. Man, this Witch Doctor's just zoning 2v1. Damn. Block Grenade, first blood maybe?
Oh, whoa. Something really unexpected happened, Black. We were theory crafting about this yesterday in the middle of the stream. This Ogre Magi really agrees that the Dumblock is bait, and he went for the opposite facet. He now has the fat chance. That means he will get a higher multicast chance the more strength he gets, so he will not get the 1 extra point of spell in level 2. Interesting. This is the first time I ever see this in Pro Dota.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that 1 additional skill point is very valuable. Interesting choice for sure. Maybe he's thinking to scale a little bit later with it. Very curious.
I don't know.
Dude, this Witch Doctor is dealing so much damage. He's killing both of them.
He's got him.
What is he doing?
First
How
one,
is this allowed?
It's a Magnus offlane, right? Magnus offlane is very hard to play, especially when you're running into an Ursa and a strong range hero like the Doctor. So I think that's why this is the case. But I mean, what do you want me to say? It's a Witch Doctor, Voodoo Festration, great spell.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say he literally stood there, fought them 1v2 at minute 1, and he just won that fight. Voodoo Festration is Voodoo Imbalance. That's actually crazy. I didn't know it was that strong.
Okay, second Bushwhack will miss, but now they're full up in HP, and there is no salves on the bottom lane. The Witch Doctor doesn't have one, and Ursa doesn't have one, so this Ursa will be quite low in HP for the foreseeable future. Bushwhack connects, nice shockwave, but the Fairy Fire will have to be used by Zodi.
Yep, and now we have level 2 in the Voodoo Festration. Big upgrade there as well. How is CS looking? Timbersaw free farming as expected. PA can't pressure Timbersaw like ever.
No, of course not. I mean, I'm surprised she even has level assets. Because I thought this Shadow Demon Timber will dominate the lane even more than we see. Currently, just a full creep wave ahead in last hits, but not the worst. Whereas mid... Okay, Zodi is way too confident for this. He pops the Maledict, and now he's going to get skewered into the creeps and the tower, but there is not enough mana on fight code damage to, well, to throw any spells on the back of that.
They spell is so much damage, 40 per second. The hell? Well, mid lane, no action should really happen either, until level 6 perhaps. Okay, Jode again.
Grenade. It's FICO damage was too close there. Now that's essentially what happened. I don't even want to go into that much longer. But look at this Arcana on the Windranger Black. What is your favorite Arcana in Dota?
My favorite Arcana in Dota. I like Terrorblade a lot.
Oh, I knew you were gonna be telling me something lame. I knew you were gonna say Terrorblade. Up top, Lemuel.
Wow.
Is very confident here. Turns around, the burst damage comes through.
Almost
And
poison,
Blissey
connect.
will just fall. double
Bot lane
kill,
as well.
and it's gonna be Poor dying to Lapon as well. We thought this was gonna be a close game too, but this looks a lot like the second game of the day between Egypt and Tunisia.
Yeah, and it's not even the favorites playing. It is not even the favorites playing. But it's kind of what we expected, right? Like Timbersaw against PA Ogre, that's like probably the freest Timberlane ever. They literally cannot touch him.
Do you think Hoodwink 5 with the PA would have been better?
Nah, PA just can't lane against Timbersaw. It's just impossible, right? Like just how reactive armor works and how PA works. Complete counter. Which is why I was very surprised when they actually picked it. But maybe they can make it work. You know, it's a bit of a disaster in the early game, but there's always chances to make things work in the mid game. Especially with the Magnus, big RP, big crits.
Viper level 6, Windranger level 6, Dr. OG and Lord Grim. I just realized we had both matches. The matchup in mid was between the Doctor and the Lord.
Now we know who's superior, perhaps. Well, they're both sitting at the same CS, so no one really seems to be superior just yet.
Dr. OG won. What was the bushwhack? Okay, and now Fico Damage just dies. Gonna buy himself a split second longer by slowing them down with the Acorn shot, but Lapon is now 3-0-2. Despite not having the most last hits, he's having a hell of a time.
He's having a great game with the Ursa. And we know how scary farmed Ursas are. I say that. Timbersaw has even more farm than that.
Well, network
wise, Grim is looking for Dr. OG in the jungle. Is he gonna find him?
Network and wise, the Ursa is topping the chart currently, but what is the Lord doing? Lord Grim just chilling in the bottom side, hoping to get someone, get spotted by the creep. He wasted a bit of time over there, but the lane was pushed, and now look at Li-Fi setting up to steal the Wisdom Rune. This could be the first thing going in the favor of Namibia, this entire map number 2.
Yeah, Shadow Demon actually prioritizing the stacks over the rune.
He gets it. The question is he gonna get safety? Okay, no, Dr. OG dies. Zodi, we were paying so much attention to the Wisdom Runes, and I think Madagascar had a good game plan there, Black. They realized the supports will be a way to collect the Wisdom Runes, so why not punish the mid laner who is going to be lonely? This is a very good decision from the Radiant players.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And Windranger is one of the best heroes against Viper. We already spoke about that. I'm really worried for the PA though. And the Timbersaw is getting absolute free farm. Once level 6 is up, getting really scary up here.
Viper Strike used bottom, I believe. No, Viper Strike was in cooldown. Now he's going to spot Lapon, trying to get something on him. Oh, they just walked past each other. They didn't see.
That was very interesting.
Shout out to our observer for catching that on camera, because that was very interesting as well. Like, yeah. We have an invisibility on Lord Grim, who's trying to find someone in the triangle, but it's actually gonna be Lapon. Be the one to spot the Viper first. Do you want to throw in the Viper Strike? Okay, he's getting lower and low. You need to throw the Viper Strike in, and now look with the Windranger coming in. Focus fire. The Viper will fall. Poor
level 6.
Run away, and Zodi has got involved in so many kills up until this point. 3-0-5 has level 6 to pop his ultimate. Black. I swear to God, are we watching a replay of the second game of the day?
Well, we might almost be thinking that, but of course the lineups are vastly different, which I think is actually the reason why this is happening. I don't know why they went so far out of the box with literally almost all the heroes. You know, I'm always on board with trying out 1 or 2 new things, but it looks like they're trying out like 4 new things.
Like you said, it seems like they wanted to just play what they feel comfortable with, but it's not working out. And Dr. Oju had a good lane, but now died twice back to back. He really needs to enable his team to get the key on kill. The Viper Strike will be flying in. Right clicks and the poison attacks will do the work. No. Great jump away. Keon Does he have a TP to get out? It doesn't seem to be the case, but they cannot get closer to him. And Timbersaw will be safe. Pops the Lotus, the Mango, and now he probably just want to turn around. Phantom Assassin spots him. The Viper is so far out. Li-Fi will be the first to fall. And look at Keon. Timber training out to safety. Level 5 on this PA. The turnaround. Look at Lord Grim slaying the Doctor. How is the Swordwing a higher level than his carry?
There's absolutely nothing going their way. I hate it when this happens to a team. Wow. You know, they're trying so hard to make things happen, and the fact that Timber gets away there is just heartbreaking.
If you're just tuning into our broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta put you up to speed. This is a complete different showing from the Namibian squad. They were so much composed and focused in that game number 1. This is not what we saw from them during the first map, as we now see a bit of a dive. Zodi doesn't care. Voodoo Restoration, Festoration, pops the Mango. RP both under the tower. Pora will fall no matter what, but the Viper with the Viper Strike tries to get something. Is that a hasted? No, it was just running very fast for a second, and finally this killing machine called the Witch Doctor falls. First kill on the board for the Namibian side.
Yeah, it was about time. So how much is this? 323 gold. That's actually not that much. But it only works anyway when he dies. It was his first death. So. Oh, Lord Grim. No RP though.
Deny the tower,
peasy gets
Deny
out
the
there.
tower. Deny the tower. Okay.
Dire's top tower has
Okay.
fallen.
Sorry for raising my voice up. That was actually quite angry.
2 towers fell at the same time as well. As we see a little replay again on the bot side here. Finally getting on the board. And it was indeed the hasted Witch Doctor. But it's not really the kill that you want to have. And now PA is struggling bot lane to lane against the Ursa. Obviously 3 levels below the Ursa, in fact.
Look at the
Back
Magnus.
to base we go.
Magnus' net worth is below the Shadow Demon in net worth. He is now the third lowest, well, the third poorest hero on the server. Level-wise, also not looking too good, and they want to go for more. They're smoking up. They want to completely obliterate this Magnus, and Pora will get spotted. Disruption, just not in range for now, and he will get away. Oh, big escape for him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, now it's time to push the bot tower. Is there any sort of defense they want to try? No RP, no Blink Dagger. Should just be a free tower.
$351. He had such a big kill streak when he died that he got a huge influx of money on the Zodi. 1-for-1 build, single point in Maledict, and a cask bouncing. But when he gets more into those, this Witch Doctor is going to be even more annoying to play against. As we have a TP up top, Blink Dagger completed on Keon, and the Twisted Chakram. Is he going to come out? Come on, show us the... Yeah, there it is. Twisted Chakram, bish, bash, bosh, kill happening. I don't know what Li-Fi is doing. Getting closer and closer, maybe trying to, you know, high-five his falling teammate, but that's going to only enable Keon to get one more kill.
Even standing on him, walking away, and then blinking towards him. Wow, what is this Witch Doctor radius? 850? Dude.
For the heal? For the restoration?
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's almost a Blink Dagger range. Smoked up again, trying, well, easy stack steal, perhaps.
Dire are scanning.
They're setting up for a fight at the 14-minute Wisdom Room. They get there a bit early. And let's see if someone will be falling into their trap as they're trying to get for Keon. They do have the break from the Sharpshooter. We did mention that, but look at the blink. Breaks the smoke, gets out, Timber Chain, and throws in the voice line as well.
Yeah, they're very confident. And of course, rightfully so. Massive lead. Not really sure what they can do, to be honest. Like, PA needs to farm up her Battle Fury. She's still on Battle Fury, even though you have Magnus already. But I guess the Magnus is having a really bad game, so...
He's got no points in Empower, by the way, on the Magnus.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Oh, that witch of the damage. And you're dead. Viper gets purged. And you're dead.
At least they forced out 3 ultimates, right? That's a small victory, and they're catching more. The mule is right here, and the shackle connecting from Lord Grim, the ogre magi life. You gotta give up this syndrome, my friend. We talked about this yesterday as well. Sometimes when you just want to go and assist your teammates, you end up dying time and time again and feeding more lives than necessary. And that's what life did now 2 times in a row.
Yeah, but it's just a sad life of an ogre to begin with. Like, support ogre nowadays just seems so... I guess calling it worthless is kind of mean, but ogre just doesn't do anything. You know? Compared to like your shadow demon or your witch doctor, ogre just kind of feels like dead weight.
You mad? 'Cause I am. Ha!
Coach, let me know. Are we calling it or not?
What are we calling?
GG's.
At this point, I mean, you probably won't call it because it's... well, it's not really an elimination game, but you know, like losing once here and then losing to South America, which is very likely.
South Africa, yes.
South Africa, that's right.
Wrong region, but I appreciate that, yeah.
Because we all know that South Africa is actually really strong. So...
But I mean,
yeah,
maybe
losing this might be... Nah, I mean, if they lose this, it's basically elimination though, right? Because we don't expect them to beat South Africa.
No, and maybe, like I said, maybe this is Madagascar making a statement that they are now the main contender for South Africa, right? And
yeah.
With this, especially with this game number 2, where they are completely dominating top to bottom, like from the beginning of the laning phase throughout this minute 16. There's, look at this, Blink Dagger, full confidence, Sharpshooter will keep you alive for a second longer, but in the end, Lapon will get another kill. That is the 7th death on Vital Damage's Hoodwink. He's got 0 assists, which, I mean, usually sounds awful, but they have a single kill, so, you know.
Yeah, I know. Time for Roche. Not really anything you can do about it. That thing is gone. And with that, maybe so your hopes of winning this game. Goodbye. Lipton takes it. Got a blink deck already as well. Super rich. Well, they're already rich. And where's your comeback? Comeback is in a big RP. 100 gold away from a blink dagger. It's gonna be the last fight. But even with a big RP, they don't have the damage to put into the RP. Need higher levels in Empower. And need the Battle Fury up. Then there's some time for some magic. Some potential for some magic.
Where is your comeback? Well, according to Dota Plus, there really isn't one. It's 2%, right? Normally, I would say if Magnus maxed out the Empower, there's always the potential of an RP and Empowered Phantom Assassin to just get a couple of chain crits in a row. But he's just starting to scale that up. So the damage, the duration is just completely underwhelming. And Blitz will have a Battle Fury for the next, well, I guess high ground defense is the next time they should be trying to fight, right? But I like how the Shadow Demon Witch Doctor duo are not just ahead of the Magnus, but their lead is extending when it comes to net worth disparity between the 3 heroes.
Yeah. No, especially his Witch Doctor now. He farms so fast. I definitely want to see a core Witch Doctor at some point. But then again, why would you play him as core? The thing is, he's so strong as a support. He's like literally winning 1v2. It's crazy. He's definitely very strong as a core. I can already see it.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember ever seeing in my entire life, and I've been playing Dota for a hot minute now, a Magnus going 2-0-4. Not even on a support Magnus.
Oh, 4 doesn't score. Yeah, it's very interesting.
No, that's a score. That's a skill build.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, I'm also not sure. Usually it's 1 level in score and you're happy. Because the range doesn't really increase all that much. Very
Prestige
interesting.
falls.
Tower has fallen.
I guess this is the bright side, you could say, for Namibia. They have just lost their first tier 2, and now the Battle Fury has arrived for this Templar Assassin, but look at their rotate. They're smoking up. They want to get her. And Blitz does not have the game sense to realize that he's going to walk into their hands and will fall.
Radiant's bottom tower
Like,
is under
instantly. Her HP just melted away.
It's also an amplified damage on the Wind Ranger as well. This Ogre wants to build a Midas. This is
Oh, really? Well,
wishful thinking at its finest.
it could be considered a win even if he gets it before
Yeah.
the game ends.
Minute 20, the score is 3-2-1. Well, 2-3-1, but it might as well be 3-2-1 after this. And amplified damage jumping in, Blink Dagger onto the Ogre Magi. Does not connect with the Shackle, but the damage flying in and the cast from the Witch Doctor Maledict will do the job. Even forces out the Death Ward. Okay, I mean, a lot of spells were committed to kill the most underfarmed hero in 20 minutes. I've seen it in a long time. 2.6k.
Dire's middle
Yeah, the
tower
life of an ogre.
Black. Even the Hoodwing himself is out farming the Magnus. This is such an unfortunate display coming in from Pora after he had a really solid offlane performance in that game number 1. Right now he is getting completely.
bottom tower is under
What is the best way of putting this? Like, he's getting completely.
Shut down.
under
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I mean, he says Blink Dagger now, but again, even if you find a decent RP, but the thing is you can't really RP now on just a single target, because then they will just go high ground after he respawns. But in a team fight, even if you RP 2-3 heroes, there's no damage coming into it. Oi, 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 oi.
What are we watching?
Okay.
Oh, the Viper dying? Oh, Dr. OG, thanks. Thank you, Doctor. Goodbye, as another Shackle Shot connects. Live fight will fall, but the Templar Assassin Magnus are still here. We got the break onto the Ursa, who has the Aegis. The Acorn Shot doing a bit of damage. We got the Maelstrom and getting some procs. Very good procs from the Hoodwing. Almost taking out the Aegis. It will also expire in 20 seconds, so it's not going to make any difference as the region is going to pump the Ursa back to full HP.
Yeah. And we now also have 550 gold already. I wonder when he's gonna start eating it. Because like a long-term investment, right? It appreciates in value over time.
I mean, do you need it? Do you need to eat it at this point?
No. No,
Okay.
no. It's just it doesn't really get much value because he's never dying. Because I feel like if you play Witch Doctor, you actually want to die a lot now. And you want to make sure that you don't buy items before you die.
What, you don't buy items before you die? Oh yes, so you
Yeah.
save the money to, I get it, yeah, that makes sense.
Because you want all the unreliable gold that you can, right? So you lose as
Yeah,
much as
yeah.
possible. Well, you don't lose as much as possible. A little bit confusing, I guess. But yeah, it's actually perfect, right? You literally just run in because you want to die anyway, and
Sold it.
you're... Oh no.
Look at his net worth. He's completely skyrocketed. He sold it, and I think it makes sense now because he wants to have the full Guardian Greaves, I assume.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
sad.
I mean, this game is not gonna last much longer. There was a couple of seconds where the Viper was below the Shadow Demon. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this net worth graph is not set up by team, but by, well, what do you call it?
Radiant's bottom
Amount of
tower
gold
is
everybody
under
has.
attack.
A 99 to 1%. Yesterday we had a 0% black. Papa Gaben still believes there is a way. And I think it will always show us that as long as there's a Magnus on the server, right? If you overstep, someone blinks forward, it gets skewered in a fountain. All of these kills would be for nothing if Lapan goes for something completely crazy with his Ursa and gets punished.
Radiant are scared.
Yeah, as you said, there's always potential. Well, another Shackle. Easy peasy. Whenever there's a Magnus, there's always, shenanigans. Skewer back into the towers. Reposition them. But, as I said, even if that happens, do they have the damage to kill from there? Because
No.
Tuba is mega tanky.
No, the answer
Ursa is
is
mega
no.
tanky.
The answer is no.
I think they can kill the Wind Ranger. if Shadow Demon isn't in position. But he has a Blink Dagger.
Am I crazy to say that you should desperately buy the shard on the Phantom Assassin for the nice Orchid? No vision, Nether Strike.
Oh, nice dodge.
Beautiful, turning in, using the Death Word Aghanim Shard as a puck. Phase shift, just like we were doing in our Podge Wars game earlier, and 3 heroes have fallen yet again, 31-1.
Yeah. Now it's time. Show us what you got.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Well,
attack.
you're no longer gonna have tier 3 towers because it's gonna melt to this Aghanim Shard of the Timber Saw plus the Focus Fire and Flamethrower plus a few right clicks of the Ursa. Now they're playing this very nicely, focusing the range racks first. Obviously, if you get the melee racks in the current patch, that's when you reset your Fortify, not like it was until this point. And look at Lapon, his couriers flying in a full Aghanim Scepter Black.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Well, all hopes you had of RPing scoring him are now kind of gone. But of course, the axe allows you to use your ult at any time. It dispels the stun. Probably the hardest Magnus counter in the game. Let's see. Miracle defense. That's all I can hope for.
He's building a okay, Halberd. Oh, RP jumping in onto the Witch Doctor and the Ursa. The Glider is coming in, and the Ursa is turning around to getting the kill. The Witch Doctor is disjointing, but the Aegis will be protected by the disruption, and that is the last hurrah. But 2 of the players have fallen. There is no Aegis. They're trying to clean up house, and the Doctor OG is running closer and closer, but will fall to the BKB. Windrunner, Focus Fire, 1 more piece of damage will do it. We look at the Bullwhip slowing down the Phantom Assassin, and she just says, Blitz, I don't want to get your mid, I just want to kill you. And this is Keon still alive in the base of the opponents, getting a triple kill. Look at the burst damage of the Whirling Death.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah, the fact that he gets his old axe upgrade for free. It's kind of crazy too with the double chakra. I mean, Timber Saw, if he has a free game like this, is just an absolutely amazing hero. And you can just see he was diving tier 4 towers. Doesn't give a damn. Now he actually has his real Aghanim's upgrade as well. Being able to activate the reactive armor to a big power nuke and shield. It's... I mean, they tried. You know, PA is still dealing a lot of damage. So, again, if she gets another 1 or 2 items, I think...
Spirit of Namibia is actually, it's impressing me. I have to be honest. They are playing so far behind, but they are staying true to themselves. Now we have Blitz. Aghanim Shard purchase. 4 stacks on the Desolator. We have seen him do some damage. Only a single set of racks have fallen. If they could somehow hold into this game until they get another 2-3 items on the Phantom Assassin, it could be the beginning of one of the most impressive comebacks in the history of IESF Dota.
Yeah, we have seen crazy comebacks in Dota before, so there's definitely a possibility. But it really depends on Madagascar making huge misplays as well. Like at this point, when you're this far ahead, it always comes down to that. Do you allow the enemy to capitalize on your mistakes? Like, do you make big mistakes to begin with?
We have a Halberd now on the Magnus. He managed to get some more items for himself, still second from the bottom, but it doesn't matter. They're now going for it, and now look at the blink. She's got an amplified damage. Li-Fi will not survive for much longer, but there's a lot of overtime damage getting this Wind Ranger lower and lower. What was she getting affected by? Did she get hit by a Viper Nether? No.
No, just a bunch of tower hits. Windrun was on cooldown. Uyoyo PA, you're getting dangerously low.
Jump out, please. Okay, thank you, Blitzy. Orchid, Glide here, connecting onto the beefiest heroes on the Radiant side. The RP is still available. Magnus coming closer and closer. You don't really want to jump for that. Okay, that was an attempt at the shockwave, and now you will probably pay with your life. Skewer under the tower. Look at the Ursa jumping in onto the Phantom Assassin. Double RP onto 2, instantly dispelled by the Ursa. Bushwhack onto 2, but Blitzy is probably dying here to the Shadow Demon. Has to go back to base to reset. Keon jumping it forward. Twisted Chakram. This is unbelievable. They are zoning them out with a Witch Doctor. Now buyback after Lapon gets another kill. No Magnus 30 seconds. RP on cooldown for a minute and a half. And Black, I don't know. They're throwing the Viper Strike. They're trying to burst them down. This is no BKB on the Phantom Assassin. That was her last jump in as she falls for 50 seconds.
Yeah, man, Timbersaw is in very deep though. He still has the Aghanims available as well. Oh, I say Timbersaw is in deep. Ursa is in even deeper. They have a Skewer as well.
Magnus.
This is the kind of mistake we were talking about, you know?
Miss Sharpshooter, but this is gonna be it. The Skewer into the fountain. Hello? You're not supposed to be killing the enemy. The fountain. And finally, Lapon is folding, and the melee rack still standing. The focus fire was used earlier to get a kill, and they don't have the facilities for the battle. Now, focus fire instantly resets and jumps to try to kill the Doctor. Now in behind the tier 4 towers, the BKB, the Wind Ranger, a bit too deep in over her head, but Keon is there to clean up Viper.
Yeah, gave her own life to kill the Viper because Viper is pretty much the only hero that can really harm the Timbersaw right now. Except activated, which means Immortal Hero. But I think it's time to disengage. Oh.
They want to get this.
And his Witch Doctor can turn his fight around. He's very strong.
What? Hey, I think that was a disruption coming in time, and now jumping in. Timbersaw the backline. Phantom Assassin falls yet again. Eon flamethrower around, killing the Magnus, and they really wanted to kill that Witch Doctor. In the end, they will pay with 2 of their lives. They are not mad, they are just struggling. 44-6, 50 kills, but more than a 10, I don't even know what it is, a 7 times advantage for the Radiant. And at least you could say they don't have the tower killers, and the respawn timers are rather fast for the Namibians.
Yeah, the gold advantage is steadily growing though. It's a big problem. Timbersaw is nearly $6 already. And he's so damn rich.
Yeah, he's also 12-0-6 by the way on the Timbersaw. If you just want to bring it up.
It's he's having a pretty good game. Hard to have a better game than this. Mid tower is also gonna fall.
Dying. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just pushing on all sides basically. Bot lane has been destroyed before. Now, do they want to force the issue or do they want to play it safe? There's still some risk. RP's back up. Alright, top rank's gone.
In one of the weirdest sentences I thought I'll ever say, in this game, I feel like the reverse polarity would have worked out. Because if you get a Skewer behind the tier 4s, you then reverse polarity and push them into your fountain.
Yeah, you need something like that for sure. This kind of game. Keon has no cares. Literally doesn't give a crap.
I think Keon cares about not losing his perfect streak, honestly. He really wants to get our MVP. Look at the Witch Doctor though, Zodi. I mean, it's gonna be a hard choice to decide who gets the MVP, the Timbersaw or the Witch Doctor Black, but let's see. Everybody's still alive for the Dire side. Namibia still tries to, like we said, Lord Grim jumping in, focus fire, BKB, but Bora managed to get away, and now the Viper Strike getting the Wind Ranger lower and lower as the BKB runs out.
Now, there isn't really anything to gain here. They don't need to stick around if they don't want to. RP on 2.
Can you get it? It was a 1 and 1 illusion, but now the Timbersaw jumps in front of it. Do you have the damage? Blitz does not have a BKB, it just jumps into its death, and look at the overwhelming presence of the Radiant heroes. The Dr. OG does manage to finally slay a support into the backline, but in the end will also fall as we have another Shackle and a Focus Fire flying out onto the Magnus. 2 tier 4s standing. Timbersaw jumping forward, pops the Aghanims into the fountain. He will be more than fine. The armor from the Aghanim is overwhelming. Not sufficient lock for them to break it with the Sharpshooter. Only 1 more tier 4 stands, and this Focus Fire keeps going. But the Halberd from Pora Keeps himself alive. 20 seconds until Phantom Assassin responds.
Yeah, 10 seconds to go. I don't think they have enough damage to actually kill the throne in time. Or do they? There's no glyph. Well, they just want to farm the heroes anyway. Are we going to see a fountain dive as well?
I mean,
Yep,
another one.
Of course we are.
They're going for it. It's going to be the first kill. Now Blitzy tries to get something using the Sea of Knives, but it will be game, set, match for Madagascar.
Yeah. Namibia. Well, it was a rough series for them, honestly. And knowing that they're still up against South Africa as well, must be feeling tough for them. Because last year, as you mentioned, they were in the final against them. Now, they're almost guaranteed to be out. I mean, there is a chance that they can win 2 games and South Africa loses to another team. And there's like a huge tiebreaker. But, if you want to beat South Africa, you will have to show a completely different side of yourself. Because what we've seen here in Game 2 looked very deflated. Not like the team that we've seen in Game 1 at all.
I'm looking at the potential ways of turning this one around, and it would have to be quite a hard one, as they would need Kenya to defeat Namibia, Namibia to defeat South Africa, and then Madagascar to also beat South Africa. This doesn't sound easy.
Nope, doesn't sound easy. But it's basically, well, it's not completely out of their hands yet. They still have to play South Africa, as we said. And if they beat them, they're still alive. But can they beat them?
I think, Black, at this moment in time, the main question I have for, you, for me, and for the viewers at home, Madagascar, with this performance, do you think they have what it takes to battle versus South Africa?
I think that highly depends on what shape South Africa are in. But if they're anywhere as good as they were last year, or even better, hopefully, then it's going to be tough. I put them probably on par with Egypt almost. And Egypt was just steamrolling everything.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe there's some pleasant surprises. But as I always say, if you're not a lot better than you were last year, you have done something terribly wrong, because improvement is something we should always strive for, and we haven't improved in over a year. Well, yeah, there's some issues with that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you all to wait, as we will be joined by none other than the position 4 Lemuel, the Shadow Demon in this game, and the star player of the Rubik match on that game number 1, Black. He will be coming up for a winner's interview, and we will be getting the opportunities to get his thoughts on their performance in this game versus Namibia, but of course what we can expect from them when they're playing South Africa later on this week. And I'm looking at the matchup. We're going to be very fortunate, my friend, as that will be South Africa versus Madagascar is going to be taking place on Saturday. So it will be the equivalent of our grand finals, I assume.
Yeah. Surely it sounds the way for now. I mean, Madagascar looked pretty good in the second game, especially. What can you even say? Such a dominating victory. A little bit less dominant than what Egypt showed, but pretty much on par with that. Very scary.
This is the roster of stars: Zodi, Kion, Lord Grim, Lapon, and Lemuel.